Last week on the Ark Show.
Some South African ladies and East African ladies love Nigerian men. They love the fact that you should be in charge of the relationship. So here we are. Is it that the Nigerian women don't want the men to be in charge? Could it be a reflection of that?
Well, Nigerian, the way life is now is different. I think a lot of doors opening for a lot of ladies now. And you could tell from, like, when I have my events, I could tell that even the ladies that come, the doors are, and now I know the doors are open for a lot of ladies. They want to, they want to achieve more in their career and a lot of things. So that changed the dynamics of how they also relate to a lot of men too. They want to have equal rights, in conversations on.
And now we continue the interview with Olatoye, a connector and dating coach. Please like, share, subscribe, and press the notification button for updates. Thank you. So if the ladies are a bit apprehensive about you asking them what they're going to do the next 5 years, as a man, should a man feel the same way if a lady asks him what they're going to do the next 5 years? Because most women will say, I don't want to hang out with someone that is not serious, don't know what to do with your life at this age. And so when women ask that question, it's not regarded as offensive. But is it that when men ask women what do you want to do with their life, it's regarded as offensive?
It's also regarded as offensive because a lot of men feel they have this. I'm sure a lot of ladies would be able to, connect to what I'm saying. Sometimes a lot of men feel that some ladies just want to use them financially. So when you talk about that regarding where they want to be in the next 5 years, they all start getting defensive that, well, does this girl want to try to size me up to see if I'm financially okay?
Okay.
And men don't actually like that. Men also want ladies to know who they are, know them for who they are. Because I've gotten a lot of messages. A lot of men would say, let me give you an instance. There's this event I had, and this guy came from a site. He's an architect. When he came for my event, a lot of ladies didn't talk to him. And it was when he was outside in front of his car, his Lexus car, that some girls walked up to him. Oh, hi, I saw you inside. Oh, blah, blah, what's up? Can we exchange numbers? Mm-hmm. And the guy said he was inside there for about 2 hours. And then no one said it was not like it was shabbily dressed. He wasn't dressed like other guys. But he was not telling him, is it because of the car he brought? So a lot of men also look at it from that perspective. A lot of men want women to love them for who they are, not for the things that they have. So when he talks about, when people ask them questions on projections, or where you're going to be in the next 5 years, men to get a bit defensive.
Okay, now speaking about the church and relationship dating in the church, we have some cases where the brother, dates this lady for a while, and after a while dumps the lady, and then brings somebody from outside the church to get married. And then so making the lady, giving her a bad image, maybe she's not good for marriage, and lady really feels bad. So we see this and other trends happen in church. So what do you advise?
Well, it happens in almost every church, and I know that it's a bitter pill to swallow, but a lot of people don't like dating in their circles. It's just like at your place of work or anybody's place of work. If you notice, they'll rather want to date someone outside their space, and that's the same thing with churches. Sometimes they try as much as possible to have relationships in churches. But most people would just like to have their relationships outside the church because they don't want anybody in their business.
Wow.
They don't want anybody in their business. So for those men that dated people in the church and broke up and went to date someone outside, if you noticed, maybe they dated that lady in church for a while, and I'm sure the period at which they dated someone outside was very short before they said, oh, they'll bring the person and get married to the person. It's because those are one of the things. People don't like dating in a circle.
But why date the lady initially if you don't want to date from your circle? So because you're giving the lady a bad image now, people are wondering why did he date her? Is there something wrong with her? And then she feels bad. And in some cases the lady leaves the church.
So the thing is that is he giving the lady a bad image or is he giving himself a bad image?
Well, he's married now, the lady's single.
Being married doesn't make you the right person, a good person in that previous relationship. Like he rightfully said, he left her to date another person. It doesn't make the lady a bad person. I think there's more. It makes the guy even a bad person because they'll say, oh, the guy was even playing her, he was playing with her heart, and he left her to date and not to marry another person. So I don't think she should feel bad because the guy moved on and dated another person.
Beautiful. All right, so can you give us a happy face and share a scripture that has inspired you? Give us a happy face on that camera. Beautiful. So what scripture do you have?
Well, the scripture I have is, I'm sure everybody knows this. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, and whosoever believeth in him should not perish and will have everlasting life.
Thank you very much, Dari. It's been a great time indeed. And so you guys, wow. It's really been a time to hear from someone that has been able to put together a matchmaking app, which is different from a dating app. So a dating app is there to just date, and then people can do whatever they want to do with their lives. But the matchmaking is really concerned about people getting married, having positive results from going out with other people. So thank you so much for today's being on today's show. I will look forward to seeing you next time on the Ark Show. Thank you very much. Yay. Interesting topic. Next week on the Ark Show, we're going politics and the church. Can Christians be involved in politics, and how far should they go? So on today's guest, we're looking at someone that's been able to balance ministry and politics, and the question is, how has he been able to do that? It's a very important issue today because we're looking at changes. We're looking at people get involved with activism and the rest of them. And some of you might even ask, or let me even ask the question, was Jesus involved with politics in his own days on earth? And was he involved with activism? So if he wasn't involved with activism and politics, why should we be part of activism and politics? That may be the question that you're asking out there. We have a very important guest that was coming on to answer these questions. Stay tuned. It's going to be a great time indeed. You're watching The Ark Show. When Christians get into politics, they get corrupted. And how do you stay away from being corrupted? There might be a couple of people there, which is really my next question. A lot of people are watching and they're like, as a Christian, I want to get into politics. How do I stop myself from being corrupted?
Look, the key thing about it is, the question you ask yourself is, how strong are your values?
Find out the answer to these and other interesting questions on The Ark Show next week. Please like, share, subscribe, and press the notification button for updates. Thanks for watching.